The Bamboo Project podcast starts in 3, 2.
Welcome to the Bamboo Project podcast. My name is DonivanGray, the future $10 billion man. On the way to 10 billion, I decided I'm going to help create not one, not two, not three, but 1,000 millionaires, including myself. And not by being a guru or selling you a course, but by doing the things I already love to do every single day and documenting my journey to get there. I figured I'll make all the mistakes so you don't have to. My name is DonivanGray, and this is how I will turn my life into a living. We made different playlists for all the things that we are into, and you can find each of those links in our description box below. This may be your first time here, and if it is, welcome to the family. But for everyone else, this is chapter 4, page 12. Today's date is Wednesday, June 7th, and it is 10:49 a.m. Now, before we get into the topics of the day, we always start off with screen time and subscriber check. So last week, every day, I spent an average of 8 hours and 44 minutes on my phone each day. So my most used app was YouTube for 10 hours and 50 minutes, then Instagram for 10 hours and 15 minutes, and then Twitter for 7 hours and 39 minutes. I'm wondering why YouTube was so high. Oh, I think I know. I was learning about how to market online. I was learning about different marketing principles and copywriting. Very important skills to have. I picked up my phone on average 131 times per day, and my first used app after pickup was Mail. Okay, so baby girl, what was your screen time looking like last week?
Last week, I was on my phone for 6 hours and 10 minutes. TikTok, I was on for 7 hours and 46 minutes. Instagram for 7 hours and 30 minutes. YouTube for 2 hours and 33. Gmail for 3 hours. Square for 2 hours. Discord for 2 hours. And that's because I was in Sarah's Discord.
Shout out to Sarah Alaba.
Right, shout out to Sarah. And then, let's see. I picked up my phone 163 times last week. On average, sorry, that's my daily average, 163. My first use after pickup was Gmail, then Square, then Message, then Discord. So yeah.
Okay. Now for the subscriber check. All right. So on the Ember Candle Co channel, go follow that. We are currently at 398 subscribers, almost at 400. We're 2 away. We should hit 400 by the time this podcast come out. And on the Bamboo Project channel, we are at 6,521 subscribers. All right. Not bad. So let me know what y'all think. Last week was my first time sitting down in a long time. The reason I decided to sit down, which I probably touched on last week, is my pacing is different. And I was thinking about the people that listen to the podcast. And I think that a lot of people listen to the podcast as kind of a background thing, right? I don't know how many people listen to it while sitting down the whole time and just watching it. It's easier to hear what I'm saying when I'm talking slower for people who are listening to the podcast in the background. I think if you were watching it, it would behoove me to have more energy and in turn end up speaking faster because you're actually watching me, you see my facial expressions and things like that. So that is why I have opted to return to sitting down. And like I said, I just think my pacing is better. I know last year, a lot of times I talked about working on not speaking as fast. I don't think, obviously, that I have mastered it, but I do think that I have gotten a lot better at it. I think that my pacing has improved dramatically or drastically. I think I'm able to hold people's attention more who are listening when I'm sitting down and talking slower. So that's why I decided to sit down for the podcast. And then I think It also allows me to think more. My feet don't hurt. I was supposed to be wearing Crocs before, but now my feet hurt. They were supposed to be like my inside Crocs kind of, but now they're black and I don't really like wearing them in the house. So now I just decided to, opt in for my slippers because my feet were hurting too much standing up in the house with slippers on. But let's get into the life update. What am I going to start with for you guys today? I think I'll start off with the loan. No, I'm going to start off with the house update. Okay, so boom. We are still in the process of this insurance claim. We filed an insurance claim because the house was broken into, and we are just trying to wait for an update on that. The last time I spoke to the insurance claim adjuster, it was earlier in the week. I think it might have been, honestly, today's Wednesday, so probably on Monday, because what I'm trying to figure out is what more info do they need from me? Now, in the past, I was under the impression that I need to have receipts. That was my first thought going into this. Then, after talking with them, they made me believe that, after looking it up, I believed that I did not need receipts. Then talking to them again, they made me believe I do need receipts, right? So now after our last conversation, I'm getting the vibe that I don't need receipts, because what they decided to do was they are calling a contractor to try and get info from him, which as of right now, they have not gotten a response back from him. And he would have receipts because a lot of the things that we have, he actually went and purchased to put into the house. So I would not have those receipts for those items. But I think that they still have to, if I filed the claim for it, they still have to find a way to reimburse me for that, because otherwise, why else would I have insurance? So I'm hoping that they figure out a way to give me something. How much at this point, I still don't know. He was saying that he has to talk to one of his partners that work in the same agency later in the week, and that guy is the one trying to contact the contractor. So I'm still waiting back to hear from him. I talked to my mom about going out there next week, Monday. And I don't even really think I need a police report from what I talked to him last, but I don't think it would hurt to get it. And since we have to have a trip out to Jersey, my mom had offered to just drive to Philadelphia and get the police report, which I hope I can pick up the same day, because I don't really know if they allow that to be picked up. If I can just pull up one day and hey, let me get the police report. So we're going to see whether or not that works on Monday. Now, that's pretty much it for the house. Like I said, it's not really much as of right now. It's still an ongoing, I guess, investigation, as you would call it. And I have given them all the receipt that I could give them, that I have to give. But onto a different note. We've been talking about this loan closing for, I don't even know how long it's been. When do you think we even got the word that we were approved for the $7,500?
March is when they first told us about it, the end of March, and then we've had the closing.
Damn, that's a long time. That was freaking Chelsea.
And then we sent all the documents and stuff April 26th.
Okay, my birthday.
We were approved May 3rd.
Okay, and we're in what month is it? June 7th. Okay, so it's been about a month, and we had the loan closing finally yesterday. It was yesterday, and if I do say so myself, I feel like we are professional loan closers at this point. Listen, we pull up 5-10 minutes, we in and we out, sign the documents, and we go about our day. I don't know if they choose to do the loan closing because it's just fun for them, but I really don't think. Oh, you know what it is? Maybe they need to have it notarized. and you can't have a notary without being in person. So that's probably something to do with it too. But we've seen people give us money without having to have anything notarized. So they like to do it, but they decided to only give us $2,500 instead of the full $75. It's going to be installments. And this is what he said verbatim: spend the money as fast as you can, so you can come back and get the rest. So they're going to give us 3 installments of $2,500. They want us to use it strictly for online marketing. Now, this is where the fun part comes in, because we have never really pushed online marketing like that. So we don't really know how to run ads. We don't really create content to, I mean, we make YouTube videos, but we don't really pump out content, whether it be videos, whether it be reels, whether it be pictures or anything like that. We kind of just do it sparingly. But now, since the loan is dependent on that, we have decided that we are going to go full steam into this. So that's what I was talking about earlier when I said that I am now learning about copywriting, learning about marketing, the different marketing principles, the different cognitive biases used in marketing. And I think it's interesting because I have heard some of these terms before, but I did not know that they were considered cognitive biases or that they were marketing principles. One of the ones that I've heard is the anchoring thing. Well, it's called anchoring. Now, we're going to use that when we buy the third or the middle-sized vessel. And how anchoring works is, depending on where you place the product in the middle will determine or dictate where people purchase or what they purchase. So if we want to sell more of the middle-sized vessel or a middle-sized candle, then we would move it closer to the bottom candle, right? If we want to sell more of the big size candle, we would move the middle-sized candle all the way up to like $40 or $45, so that your brain will see it and go, wait a minute, you're telling me that the premium product is only $7 more than the medium product? Why don't you get the premium? I'm just gonna get that one. But if you go the other direction, and our travel size is $15, right? If we move the middle-sized vessel down to $25 and we go, yeah, it's actually 3 times the amount of wax you're going to get. People go, for only twice the price? I'm going to get that one. Why would I not? Obviously, it's only $25, $29. I'm getting that one. So that's kind of what we're going to do. And I didn't know that was a term called anchoring. So I've heard the term anchoring. I've heard of the concept of middle price adjustment, or how you middle price placement, but I didn't know that's what was a cognitive bias. So he talked about 15. When I was looking at ChatGPT, it said there's 100 different cognitive bias, maybe 100 plus. And I wonder how many of those cognitive biases are used in marketing, or just in anything in regular day life. So now I am going to go and look up some more of the cognitive biases. There was that one. There's obviously the one. There's if you see something more than once or multiple times, you trust it more. And funny enough, I feel like that's something you would use if you were running game on girls. Like if you try to make sure she sees you more often, then she might be more attracted to you, which they kind of do use in the time travel theory. If I bring a girl to multiple places in my first date, then because we're at multiple different locations, it'll feel like more than one date, and she'll be more attractive because it feels like she's been around me for, long periods of time. So that could be a cognitive bias. So that was yesterday that we went to the loan closing. And when I was there, I'm like, listen, my guy, we currently have a loan now with you for $1,500. If we pay it off, what's the likelihood that we get more money? Because we need to grow the company. We need to grow. And right now, what we really need is operating expenses, operating capital. And he was like, yeah, listen, honestly, we can start talking about it right now. Kind of like, what are y'all kind of thinking about? What's the plan? How much would y'all be looking for? So we kind of settled on the idea that once we get to about 70% of the loan paid off, then we would kind of circle back with him to figure out a new loan amount. Listen, we in, because now at this point, all we would need to, we have access to capital to some degree. All we have to do now is increase our revenue every single month, because when we take it back to them and we've already secured the relationship with the first loan and this second one, now they go, hey, we like y'all. And listen, here's the thing. I don't even know if we told y'all this. They reached out to us directly when this other loan product even came up. They said, hey guys, we remembered y'all, we like y'all, we got another product for y'all, do y'all want to try it? Do y'all want it? We're like, absolutely. So with that in mind, going forward, we can now re-up on even more money on this third go around. So I just don't know how much they're talking or thinking about giving us, because we didn't really discuss numbers yet. And he kind of just said, blank checkbook, how much y'all thinking about needing? Like, what's the number y'all talking about? Because if we being honest, we need like 250. We need 250. That's what we need to get. Whether they're gonna give us that or not, it might be unlikely, but that's what we would need. I think for them to give us 250, we would have to be making. I wonder if that's how they do the math. I was gonna say we would have to be making whatever the minimum payment would be on that 250 every single month. But then I'm like, that's probably part of the equation. They probably want to see a multiple of whatever the minimum payment would be for that loan. So what do you remember the I guess shortest or longest term they gave us or has an option for loans? Do you remember any of them?
I know the one that we just got is technically supposed to be for a year.
No, I'm asking like the term of loan, like the length. The 1 year, 3 years, 5. Like what's the amount that you've seen?
12 months.
All right. So if we were to do 250, right? I'm gonna do times 3%. So that means that we would have to pay back $257,500. So if I was to divide that by 12, we would have to be making $21,000 a month. 21.5. Let's call it 21.5, right? So my assumption is that they would want 3x the multiple before they give us a loan like that, right? So if you're doing times 3, we'd have to be making $64,375 a month for them to give us $250K, right? And it's kind of like, reasonable. So if we were to do the math right now, we're doing about $5K a month, right? So we're doing we're doing like $8K a month. So I'm looking at about $2,500. So I think that they're giving us $7,500 right now, but I think the next loan, we're looking probably in the ballpark of like 15K, 15K. And that's currently with how much we make right now. I think we can get that up to probably like 30-40 in the next 6 months for them to loan us that amount. That's what I'm betting on. So now Friday is when the loan is supposed to be dispersed into our account. So that means that we have now been trying to figure out how we are going to allocate the money. We have a couple different ideas. Okay. So we have 3 different, we have maybe like 4. We have influencers, we have email, we have Instagram, we have Pinterest, we have Google, and we have Facebook. These are the options that we have kind of sitting in front of us and trying to delineate which one of these is the best option to take. So one of the concepts I actually had on a podcast for today I want to talk about is this framework that I've been making decisions by in the last week or so. And I'm amazing. Right, like I'm an amazing individual, and I know how amazing I am. I have great ideas. I just think so broad. I'm just an amazing person. But what I've noticed is this, right? As amazing as I am, And as amazing as the ideas and decisions that I come up with, they can all be bad decisions if I don't make them at the right time. So my framework for the last week, all the ideas I have right now, Don, like this is me talking to myself. Okay, y'all gonna be me. Donovan. Yes, Donovan. You have some great ideas. Well, thank you, Donovan, for telling me that. What's all of this sounds you making? I'm having a conversation with myself. Can I help you?
I'm just trying to open this real quick.
So.
But I'm listening to the conversation that you're having with yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. You have a lot of great ideas. Your ideas are amazing. They're phenomenal ideas, right? But here, let me help you out with those ideas. I'm going to have an addition framework to your ideas, okay? Is right now the best time for that particular idea? It's an amazing idea. It's a great idea. It's phenomenal because you are amazing. But is the idea itself supposed to be done now or later, right? And this has helped to free up a lot of my thinking when it comes to making decisions, because we suffer as humans. Well, let me speak about myself. I suffer from decision overload because in any given day, there are hundreds, maybe thousands of decisions to be made. And even for things that have not even happened yet, because I'm just thinking down the line of what to expect. And I'm thinking of multiple courses of action to take, and depending on what scenario I believe I will be presented with. So it can become very daunting and heavy weight to have to think about that, right? Because I used to think of it as, okay, which of these, Donovan, are the best ideas? And it's like, Donovan, they're all great ideas. You had them. And I'm like, I know, Donovan. And I'm like, I was telling him this. And now that I can look at it and go, okay, what is the best decision to make for right now? Right? That freed up a lot of my decision making. Then I even added more to it. I said, okay, what do you need to optimize for right now? Now, this is the one I think that will help a lot of people listening to it, right? So, depending on my particular circumstance and situation, I would have to optimize for either time or for money, right? When I'm at the fair, I don't need more time. I need to make more money. So all my decisions should be operated through the funnel or the framework of, will this make you more money at the fair? Or will you lose money, right? Give some examples of that. So one thing that I've been doing at the fairs now, right? I set up the whole table. I put the lights out. I put the square readers out. I put the candles out, right? But now I put them out in order of what will make the most money. That's how I operate now. So first thing up, I put out the candles, right? Here's why I do that. Because if people walk by and they smell a candle, they may want to buy a candle, right? Even if the whole entire table is not set up. If they see the candle and they smell it, go, I like that name, it's funny, I want to buy one. Let me get that, right? Boom. So I put that out. Next, what I like to do now, because before I didn't do this, and this will always mess me up, the square reader. Because now that they want to buy a candle, I need to be able to process said candle, right? So now I have my square reader out. So now it's like, okay, what would I do next? So this is where I kind of have that decision. Do I put the bags out, or do I put out the sample cards? Right? So I'm optimizing for money. I would put the sample cards out, because now you have the sample cards. They may take one and buy one later, and they have already been secured. I got them for later, right? Then I would do the bags, because once I get a sale, I can take the money, accept the money, and then I can put the candle in the bag. So that's at the fair. Now, during the week, how I've been optimizing is I've been optimizing for time. The reason I'm optimizing for time is so that I can have more time to make more money. So everything I'm doing now is like, okay, will this give me more time that I can sit down and focus on learning copywriting? I can sit down and focus on sending out emails or making posts on Instagram. Now that I've freed up all this time, I have to now reallocate that to a decision that will make me more money. So, like I said, operating from that framework has made it so much easier for me to make decisions just for about everything I'm doing in the day. It makes it, my brain has I want to say came. That's what I want to say. That's what it feels like. It just feels like it just all oozed out, and I'm like at a calmer pace when I think about all the things that we have to do. And then I was thinking about it too, right? I'm like, other people, how do you know which one to optimize for? Because everybody's in a different situation. And I think it comes down to your particular situation. What are you trying to get? Like if someone is trying to get, if you at square one, which one would you optimize for? Which one would you optimize for, babe?
Square one of what?
You a 18-year-old, you broke, you ain't got no money. Optimizing for time, or you optimizing for money?
What do you mean by money?
How you gonna get more money?
So like that, is that information?
But that's up. Is that
conversation before?
No, this is a different conversation.
Okay.
Is it gonna make you money? You're trying to get to money. That's optimize for money means.
Like that's how you would choose your decisions.
Yes.
Time versus money.
Right.
If I'm younger, I would go from I would go for money because I don't really need to do anything with my time.
Interesting. Okay. I would agree depending on, I would agree with that. Let me ask you, this is better. What would you have Justin optimize for in his situation that he's in?
Money.
You think money?
Yeah.
Okay. What about Jermaine?
Awesome.
Interesting. I would have Jermaine optimized for time. Because he needs to have more time to learn how to make more money.
But we're saying the same thing.
How do you figure that?
Because you want him to focus on money.
No, I said time.
To figure out how to make more money.
But the decision that he would make would just free up more time for him. Because he could go, hey, I'm going to go find another job. That's not going to free up more time for him. But he'll make more money.
Right.
That's not the same thing.
I'm confused. How is it not the same thing?
If Jermaine decided that he was going to go to his old job and start working there, does he free up more time for himself?
No.
Right. But he has more money.
Sure. He could also choose to work for a firm or something like that and make more money as well.
What firm?
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there as a thing.
But you can't just throw it out there.
Why not?
Because you can't have a conversation like that.
He can, because I feel like we're saying the same thing, where it's like, ultimately he'd be optimizing for money. Like, the goal would be to make more money. So you're specifying how he would go about doing that. But that's still the goal, is to focus on making more money.
But his decision couldn't be for money. Like, you have to make a decision for time or for money. You can't make, like, it's not the same thing.
You're saying that he would use the time to make money.
Yes.
Right. If I say money, you chose him working at his old job as a way to make money, but he could, that's still, like, either way is going to require time to make the money. But it's still the same outcome that you're going for. Because time, I don't think, equates to money. So that's why I said money. Because he can use more time to do whatever he wants to do that does not make money. But you're saying he will use that time to make money. So
Yes.
I think you're saying money.
I'm not sure how you got to that conclusion. If he decided to go back to his other job and add 2 jobs, he would have almost no time to do anything.
But that's you specifying the job as the source of his income.
Yes.
Right, but it doesn't have to be another job. But either way,
So how would he make money?
it wouldn't have to be a job like that.
So where would he go to get a job?
He would have to figure it out. But the whole thing is that he would, either way, you saying that, okay, so how does it look to you, money?
What?
How does time look like to you? Like, how does having time doesn't equate to having money?
I didn't say it does.
Right. But you're saying that he would use the time to make money.
I said to acquire the skills to make money is what I said.
He would use the time to acquire the skills to make money.
Yes.
That's if he chooses to use his time like that. So that's how I'm like, because the goal is still money. Is that not true?
But no, not really.
Then why don't you just say time?
Because you might need money.
What?
You're optimizing for what you need
Right.
to move forward.
Right.
Just because you make more money doesn't mean you'll move forward in life. Because you just have more money. You can't.
But that's what you specified for him to do with his time, to make money.
That's not what I said.
To learn the skills to make money.
Yes.
To me, that's the same thing.
But it's okay. Why do you think that's the same thing?
Because it's not like he is taking that time to himself. He's taking the time to figure out how to make money.
But he has the time to himself. He figured out a way to have more free time.
What do you mean?
Here's the thing. Let's say that he decided instead of taking the bus home, instead of taking the bus home, he's taking the train home. Train's faster. So now he has an extra 45 minutes at home that he wouldn't have before he'd been on the train.
And you're saying that he would use that time to learn a skill to make him money.
Yes.
Right. So he's not using the time freely. You're specifying what he's using that time for.
Sure.
If he just wanted free time, he could use that time to watch anime. He could use that time to learn a skill that's not going to make him money.
Sure. Is that gonna?
Specifying money. So I think that you're saying that he would focus on money, on getting money. And you're saying no to what I'm saying because you're like, getting money is getting a job. But no, getting money is acquiring the skill to get money.
No, it's not. If I said go make money right now, if you're, but if you do.
No.
What do you mean no?
You need a resume. You need to do interviews. Like, you don't just wake up and get a job.
You don't need skills to do those things.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't. You can go and get a job right now at McDonald's or mow somebody's lawn. You can literally go outside and say, hey, can I hand out flyers for you?
Choosing a lower, like...
Because you don't have the skills. That's what I'm saying. If you have the skills, you don't have to do that.
Sure, but I think that getting the skill is a part of getting money.
But you can't get the skills if you don't have the time. Because you're working. That's what I'm saying. If you're working 2 jobs, you have no time to get the skills.
No one's working 2 jobs. No one's working 2 jobs. In order for you to get the second job, you need to have some skill to get the second job.
You don't. Why do you don't? You don't need that. You can go.
If your resume is trash, if your interview skills are trash, you're not getting the second job.
So you saying that he couldn't go work at his old job?
They fired him. Probably not.
Okay. Do you think he can hand out flyers for someone and get paid?
Sure.
That's a job.
Sure, but I think you're underestimating how much goes into getting a job.
But you think to hand out flyers.
Someone needs to have that as a need for that to be a job.
Sure, you could. It's not that difficult. He could go to his uncle.
No one said that it has to be difficult, but in order for you to get a job, most of the time, and you're choosing very low level jobs.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Because you don't have the skill. That's why. That's the whole point of what I'm saying. If you don't have the skill, you have to have the time to acquire the skill.
And I'm saying that as well. I understand that you need to have have a skill in order to make more money. And that's why I'm saying that if you're focusing on getting money, a lot of times you're focusing on a skill.
That's not true. That's not true.
How do you figure that's
How many people have jobs right now and don't have no skills or have very, very minimal skills? It's not uncommon. If you go to a lot of delis, I don't think they have a lot of skills that will make them a lot of money.
What do you consider a skill?
Something that will make you a lot of money.
What is that?
Whatever you want to come up with.
What is counting a skill?
I would probably say depends how good you are at counting.
If you're not good enough to give people proper change, do you think you're going to keep that job or get that job?
You don't have to, because we have cash registers, so you don't need that to know how to count.
Yes, you do. If your change is $2.67, I'm going to need to know how to count to give you a change. Even though it did the math for you, I still have to know how to count to give you change.
It tells you, give me this, this, and this.
No, it does not. I've never seen a cash register tell me what bills and what the denominations to give a person.
Sure. Okay. So yes, if you would need a skill of counting, yes, you would have to know how to do that.
Yes.
Okay.
There's people that struggle with that.
Sure. Do they have jobs? Yes.
Right.
Yeah, they do. Exactly. So
But,
obviously it's not that big of a skill that need to get a job.
But regardless, sure. I think we're saying the same thing. So
We're not saying the same thing.
I'm saying that I think you should get money. You're saying you think they should get money.
How you hear me say that?
Because you said because the end point is the same. Is it not the same?
No, it changes depending on what the decision is. No.
The end point, you're saying the end point is not the same.
The end point is changing. Step 2 might be get it. That's why I used. This is why I used a person so that we can use them specifically, as opposed to something that's more arbitrary. Because in Jermaine's position, he would be better off trying to figure out how to get more skills. So he would get.
That's not what you said, though.
What did I say?
You said that he will use the time to learn how to make money.
No, that's not what I said.
So what did you say?
That he would use the time to get skills.
To do what?
To make money.
Right.
Are you forgetting that whole middle part that I'm saying?
The middle part is
doesn't matter.
Specifying the how. I'm not saying how. And you're saying that you're disagreeing with what I'm saying because I'm not saying the how. But we're saying the same thing. You're saying the same thing that I'm saying. I think he should focus on getting money. In my mind, focusing on getting money is taking the time to do the skills.
No, see that's not true. That's what I'm saying. Because he can go and get a job handing out flyers, which is money.
But you're and he could also do that in your scenario as well.
No, he wouldn't.
To find someone that can give him a job right now so he can make money. He could do that.
But you heard me say skill. You're disregarding the whole skill part. I said that he would get the time to work on the skills to make more money. You're saying just go and get some money.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
But I'm saying you're saying that.
I'm not saying that.
Yes, that is what you're saying.
I said skills.
I never said go get some money. You're the one that brought up getting a job, and because I never said that. I didn't.
But that's how you get money. You have to go.
That's what you're saying, because you can also get money by learning a skill.
So what is the chronological order of that?
But why does that matter? If he's just if I said that he should focus on getting money, I didn't specify the how. You decided you wanted to specify the how for me.
So what is the how?
To refute what I'm saying.
What is the how then?
That's irrelevant. That's not what we're talking about.
It is what we're talking about, because the question I asked was, should a person choose to optimize should Jermaine choose to optimize for time or for money? That was the question. You said money.
Yeah.
So you can't then go because he should then have time to get the skill to make money.
I never said that.
But that's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that I never said anything about time and the skills part, sure. I'm saying by focusing on getting money, you have to do whatever it is that needs to be done in order for you to get the money that you want to get.
Which is not acquiring skills.
How do you figure that?
Because you can hand out flyers.
But that's something that you're choosing.
Because that is the reason.
Hold
on, wait. Okay. What I'm saying is, your idea is that you can go and get money, right?
I said focus on money. That's
Right. So if you're focusing on money, if I go and hand out flyers, am I focusing on making money?
Sure.
Do I need skills for that?
Why does that? You're conflating two different things. Because if I said your focus is getting money, then your focus could be handing out flyers, or your focus could be learning skills to get money.
But you see how you're putting something before getting money? So that means my priority is not, but that means my priority is not getting money.
No, you can't, because you can't just make money appear. You're skipping that far. You are making it seem like that is what's happening. You're not taking into the account how is he going to find the person that's going to, like, there's always steps. There's always steps before. You don't just wake up and get money.
Right, but you're optimizing for one or the other.
And that's why I said optimizing for getting money.
Right. So that means that you're going to spend your days trying to figure out how I'm going to go and get money.
Exactly. Is that not the same thing?
No, it's not the same. No, it's not the same thing. Because while you're
to figure out how to get money, it's the same thing.
Okay, here's how it's different. Because you can be working a job at McDonald's.
But why are you specifying?
I didn't finish what I was saying. I didn't finish.
Because you're bringing up a totally different
You asked me a question. I'm explaining it to you. Because you can be going to work a regular job and getting money. Another person can be acquiring skills. They are not doing the same thing. I could be learning how to do marketing or sales. We are not doing the same thing.
Relevant, because you're making a distinction. They are doing the same thing.
We're doing the same thing.
They're both trying to get money. They're both trying to get a paycheck. Is that not true?
No.
How is that not true?
Because
so they're not getting paid. They're not getting no money from what they're doing.
No.
They're not.
No.
Okay, so no one's getting paid.
The person that's working is getting paid. If I go and get a book and read the book, am I getting paid?
No.
Am I acquiring skills though?
Yes.
I'm not getting paid.
But you're saying that they're acquiring the skills to get
but
money.
No, it's your.
They don't complete that until they get the money. So that's how I'm like, if you're saying that you want him to be more knowledgeable and he'll get all these different skills and be a more well-rounded person, that makes more sense. You're saying he's going to use these skills to specifically get money.
Yes.
Right. So then, therefore, we're saying the same thing.
We're not.
You think that he should be getting money.
How you? No, because getting money does not equate to getting skills.
If he's going to use the skills for money, it's the same thing.
It's not.
Because the outcome is the same.
So that means the path is the same because the outcome is the same?
I never said that. Did you hear me say that?
That's what you're saying. That's what you're insinuating. You're insinuating because the outcome is the same, how they get there, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying is not the case.
I'm not saying that the path is the same. That's what you said before. I didn't say that. But I do think that the middle doesn't matter if you're trying to get to money. It's the same thing we were talking about earlier. If you go to the left, you go to the right, but you end up at the same point, then it's the same.
It's not the same.
Then it doesn't matter which way you go, because the end goal is getting money. But I think that's why I wouldn't say time is the goal, because you're not focusing on spending time or freeing up your time. Because if your focus was just time, I don't think money would be a part of that.
Why would it not be? You're freeing up time for a reason. Now you're gonna have a what's what I'm looking for?
But
you're going to have a compounded of one of the two things. A compound effect of one of the two things. You're going to have a compound effect of time or a compound effect of money. So now that you're at step one, step two is, do I go to get the path that's going to make me more skills to make money, or do I take the path that's going to make me more money? That's step two.
How do you differentiate that?
Because if I go to work to get a job,
who is saying that? You are making that the
what?
side. You are making that the argument for me, and that's not my argument.
Because you're not getting money if you're getting skills.
What do you mean? What are you using that skills for? What are you using the skills to get?
But at that time, what am I doing?
About a job.
How you gonna get money?
Do you have a job?
Yes, I sell candles.
Employed by someone?
Yes, Ember Candle Co. What do you call it?
The company.
We do. What does that mean?
That's not your job.
What
Your business.
What are you saying?
Because you're specifying a job. No one said anything about a job. And the same way, he can use those skills. Because I'm like, what is he using the skills to get?
To make money. I didn't say a job.
What is that?
It doesn't to do anything that makes money. It doesn't have to be. It can be anything.
Like what?
Anything that's gonna create.
Well, according to you, you said that it's a job. So if he creates a business, that's a job.
Sure.
So then that means he's doing the same thing. He's getting a job. He's learning skills to get a job to make money.
How is that this? Okay, just you're skipping over step 2. That's the problem. If we leave the house right now, just listen. If we leave the house right now, and your goal is to go outside, and by the end of the day, you have to have money. You have to have $100 by the end of this day. That's your whole goal for this day, is to get $100. And then my goal for this day is to learn skills to make money. When we come back home at the end of the day, we would not have been doing the same thing.
That is not that you are making that the scenario.
That's literally the scenario. That's the whole scenario. That is the scenario. That is what I presented as a scenario.
No, you are putting the time that it takes to get the money as a thing, when that doesn't have to be a thing.
What do you mean? I don't know what that means.
Because I can be focused on getting a job, and that's in your words, that's me focused on money, me trying to get a job, and I might not be able to get a job instantly, and you're not taking that into consideration. You're saying, oh, it's easy to get a job. You could just hand out flyers, that's a job. Like, right. No, there's a process for everything. Even getting the job, handing out flyers, you need to still find a job posting that's asking for that. You still need to, so that all still takes time. It's the same day that I decide I have to get a job doesn't mean I'm gonna get a job that same day. Oftentimes you're not going to get a job the same day that you decide you want to get a job. So there's always time in between that. So, and if you're saying that the goal is to make money, then that's what the goal is. You're telling them to focus on money. The skills and the time and everything in between that doesn't matter, because you're still telling them to go get money. You're differentiating what job they need to have, what kind of job it is,
yes.
All that stuff. It doesn't matter because you're still trying to get money.
It matters because you don't have the skill. So you can't. So you have money making skills, high leverage skill making. You don't have that.
Like I said.
So if that's why I'm using Jermaine as a person, so that we can go, okay, does Jermaine have the ability to make $100,000?
Why are you putting? Because you keep putting things on it, and it's not helping your point.
What am I putting on it?
Why are you putting a number value on it?
Because that's a high amount of money.
But see, now you're changing the goalpost every time.
What is being changed?
Now you went from making money to making a high amount of money. You're saying, oh, it's gonna take time to then, like you're moving it. Money is the goal. That's where you're trying to get to. It doesn't matter how long it takes.
Okay, so let me ask you this: Do you when I say acquiring skills, do you think that I'm saying that to acquire the same skills to work as McDonald's? Is that what you think I'm saying?
Why are you differentiating?
I'm asking a question.
Skills?
I'm asking you a question. Is that what you think I'm saying?
No.
Okay, so you think that when I say acquiring skills, what do you think I mean by that?
I don't know, acquiring skills. Well, I really don't. I don't know how you want me to specify.
I'm asking you what you think I mean by that when I say that.
You're learning something new that can help.
Okay, so then that's on me. Learning a high leverage skill, does that help?
No.
It doesn't help.
Still focusing on getting money. A high leverage skill is me learning UX, UI design. I'm still focusing. I'm learning it to get money. I'm not learning it for my enjoyment. I'm not learning it because I need something to do in my spare time. I'm learning it to get money. So that is me focusing on getting money. If I'm focusing on this course, it's me focusing on getting money because that's the goal.
Okay, so then
doing this course.
All right, so then let me ask you this: what would you tell Jermaine to do right now?
Oh my God, why?
I'm asking you a question. What would you tell him to do?
This is related to what
because he's literally the person that we started talking about this with.
You chose that.
I know I did. That's what I just said. It's the person we started talking about him with.
What is your question?
What would you tell him to do?
In terms of what?
He wants to become very successful and move out of his house, and he wants to have a car and things like that. What would you tell him to do right now?
Learn something.
Learn something. Like what?
Let's go make money.
What if he said, I don't have no time. I'm always at work.
He has time. He
What
only works 5 hours. He has time.
he said, I don't have no time. I'm at work.
He can't say that because he has time. So
He comes home from work. He's tired.
talking about Jermaine. He has time. He only works 5 hours a day. He has time.
Okay. So you would tell him to do what? To use his time doing what?
To learn the skill so he can make the money.
Okay. Why would you not tell him to get a second job?
Because that would take up more of his time.
But he's getting money.
That it depends. I would tell him to get a second job depending on how much money he wants to make. If his goal is to make $30,000 or something like that, then sure, get another job if that's your goal. If your goal is to make more than that, then you're gonna have to learn a skill to do that.
So okay, he wants to move out, get a car. What would you tell him to do?
I don't know what to tell him.
No, now you have nothing. Now you got nothing. You don't know what to tell him. Then you got nothing.
Listen, I can't really tell somebody else how to move out. So
You don't have no advice for him. That's it.
I can't tell somebody else how to move out.
So you have no advice.
I might tell him to get a bike.
Get a bike and do what?
Do deliveries.
Do deliveries. So you tell him to get a second job.
Because if it'll pay enough for him to get the house and car, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Apartment and car.
Okay. So she said, have him get more skills. That's what she said.
Huh?
So she would tell her brother to figure out a skill that can make him more money, which is what I started off saying in the beginning of this whole conversation. So if it was me, what I would tell him to do is I would say, you have extra time, learn how to market, learn how, he already know how to sell because he comes to the fair with us. We want to believe that we are, but we're not. We're not. We're not saying the same thing because you are jumping over the whole idea.
Please let me know what you think about this. Do you think that we are saying the same thing? Because the way that I see it, the goal is to get money. He wants to put all these different parameters on how much time you're spending, how much skills you have, all that. And I think that still is encompassed on the act of trying to get money. But according to Donovan, if you want to get money, it is full.
Yes.
Now I got a job.
Yes.
Now I'm handing out flyers.
Yes.
Now I'm making all the money, just like that.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. So now that we're all on the same page, that you can just go and get a job, I would not recommend him to do that. I would say, listen, you have a job.
No one said anything about getting jobs.
That's literally what you said. So what I would tell Jermaine to do, I'll say, listen, learn. You already know how to sell because you've been working with us, so you have some selling ability. I would say learn how to market, do some marketing ability. I would say learn how to, what's something else that would be a good high leverage skill. I feel like in this day and age, I would tell them how to learn marketing. That's what I would say. Learn marketing, and you can apply it to ads. You can use it for YouTube. I think that's what I'll tell them how to do. And then also learn how to properly use like AI and ChatGPT. That's what I would say, because he can, once he spends the time on those skills, he'll have the ability to make a higher amount of money than if he were to just go and get another job. Because as it stands right now, he doesn't have high leverage skills that people will pay him a lot of money for. So once he goes and gets the skills or acquires the skills, he can then use that to make a lot of money. So I would say optimize for time and then use it for that. Now, if someone has all the time, all you do is if you don't have a job, you should be optimizing for how to get more money. That you're trying to figure out, how can I go outside and make money? I need money coming in.
Is that not the same thing?
So that is my new framework that I operate by. Let's see. The next thing on the list is, so funny enough, we were at the fair this weekend, and listen, we've been doing really good these last couple of weekends. Like, we've had like 3 weekends in a row. I think we did like 1,700 plus per weekend. And you know, it's good, but then we had to pay off a lot of debt. Like, let me give y'all a rundown of how this week went. So over this last week, we have to pay $1,100, $1,000 to combine to two separate investors. So 500 to one, 500 to the other, right? The Kiva loan, that's $250. So now we're at $1,250. We had to pay for, was that this week or the last week? We paid on, when did we pay that? put that last week. So that's this weekend. We had to pay for the storage unit. That is another $330 something, right? So right now we're at $1,500. Then we had to pay for vessels, another $200. So we're at like $1,700 right there. Oh, well, technically we're supposed to be getting the vessels this weekend from the port, which is another $600, which is not including us going to get a car rental. But what we decided to do was kind of reshift everything so that we can afford to pay it by the end, pay what we can this week and then use this upcoming week to pay for it next week. And, like I said, this goes back into optimizing for time and money again. So right now we need to optimize for having more money. That's what I would say. For, how would I put this? The decisions I've been making have been optimizing for time so that when the weekend comes, I can then make more money during the weekend. So I'm not waking up super early. I'm not getting to the craft fair late. We don't have to worry about candles not being made or things like that. So that's what I'm optimizing for the time now so that then I have the money. And then what else are we doing this week? And then, like I said, just kind of reshifting how we're spending the money and when the money is going to come in, if that makes sense. I know it probably sounds really confusing, but let's say just a lot of reshifting, things like that. That's pretty much how this week has been going. But I do think it's crazy that when we were at the fair this weekend, we were double booked on Sunday. Two things happened that were kind of crazy. So the first thing that happened was there was a guy that came to the table, right? And he bought 2 signature size candles, 2 full size candles. And I had used the Square card reader to accept the payment for him, right? And then after I used it, he was kind of walking away, and he came back like, hey, that you can use like your phone to tap. You could tap my phone on his phone and it'll charge the card. And I was like, yeah, like I know I've done it before. Actually, I just updated my phone so I can do it, but I just had the Square reader. It was just the thing. I just grabbed it real quick and I used it. So he ended up telling me that he is on the team at Apple that helped to create the tap to pay on iPhone. I'm just kind of like, bruh, that's crazy. I'm like, what the? I'm like, bruh. And I dropped the ball with him and somebody else. Like I didn't tag him in a picture. We took a picture together. I didn't tag him in it. And then what was the other thing too? I didn't get his name. Like I don't have his name. I didn't tag him on Instagram. Yeah, damn. Well, so maybe I could use one of them apps that use a person's face and track them through the internet. And then the second person, they were smelling the candles, right? This guy told me that he works at the company that makes the fragrances for all the most popular suppliers that people buy fragrances from, honestly, in America. I would say that Candle Science and Makesy are probably the most, would you say they're the most popular? Anything more popular other than maybe, what's the other one called with an A or something? What's it called? New Zealand? No, Egyptian? That's what it's called? Yeah, I feel like those two are the most popular ones that if you want to make a candle, you buy it from them. And he was like, yeah, we make all their fragrances. He was like, every single one that we have, we make them. And I don't know if I told you about the volcano one. I told you that? So he told me that they don't make their fragrance. He told me that they make it themselves.
Like?
Capri Blue.
Makes their own fragrance?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's interesting that he said that because that would probably mean that they don't have the same one that we have. We just so happen to have one that smells similar. But people, I don't know they like ours more than theirs yet because we haven't had it side by side. Mm-hmm. But I'm curious if people are going to like that one.
I like ours more.
Right?
Because I feel like I've smelt it. Their smell more artificial.
Interesting.
You smelled it before too, right?
I did. I don't remember. I mean, we was at the Container Store, I think. No, Anthropology. Yeah. So, like I said, I think that's kind of interesting. But it was a fun weekend. We did probably like $1,900. this weekend. If we can keep this going, I think we figured some stuff out. I think we're onto something right now. We have figured out how to make more money. And come July, we're booked 2 weekends at Chelsea. Now, I would love to, listen, I know how it goes. We got 2 weekends at Chelsea. I would hate for us not to get August, like 2 weeks in August, but we don't have the money for it. So if anybody wants to buy it for us, shout out to y'all. But right now we have already 2 weekends booked in July. We booked them last month. And right now they're still available for August. So we're going to hopefully we could figure out a way to even increase our money even more. If the marketing loan does what it's supposed to do, we can then have enough money to pay for August. And honestly, like I said, September, October, and November, those months going to be crazy. Those going to be the crazy months. December, January, and February is whatever. And if we're being honest, I would still get the permanent booking spots just because it's still money coming in as opposed to no money coming in, even though it's lower than we normally used to. By that time, I feel like we should have a good surplus saved up to have, the money. Yay! League of Villains for my beautiful, phenomenal, amazing girlfriend who is so beautiful and phenomenal and amazing. And so pretty.
Things, and you talking about we not saying the same excuse.
Oh, you want to say yours? You want to sit on my lap? You want me to play?
No. Oh. I'm going to play while I'm doing my segment. I'm telling you. It's frustrating. Hi. Just trying to have a regular conversation with the man. He want to stress me out. What? Anyways. How you guys doing? League of Villains second section. I'm playing a game called Bloons. I've been enjoying it a lot. I'm gonna just put something down. Okay, so I can give you my undivided attention. Journaling. Have not been journaling as much as I thought I would. My journal has been out of sight. It's been on Donovan's desk, so I haven't seen it. And if I don't see it, I don't think about using it. And then when I go to use it, it's not in my bag or it's not around me. So there's that. But I do think that I am going to be journaling a lot more because I'm going to be focused on doing some inner work and trying to really. I'm trying to learn more. And I'm trying to be very intentional with what I'm learning. I want to learn more about myself. So I'm going to go on that type of, I guess, spiritual journey, you could say. And then in terms of the candles, like Donovan said, the last 2 weekends have been phenomenal. Amazing. And I think we've really gotten down the formula. We've been selling a lot more big candles, which is always insane because that is really a heavy money maker for us. I got an email. There's another loan that we were invited to apply to. It would be $10,000 for it would be $10,000 and 0% interest down. So I have to do that application. What else? I'm still waiting to hear back from an accelerator that I applied to that would give us, I think, $250,000 for 3% of the company if we get it. So I'm waiting to hear back from them. What else? NASDAQ has an entrepreneurial center that I was supposed to be doing a cohort program with, but I decided to not go through with it. I feel like it would take too much time away from focusing on the candles. So, and I didn't feel like doing it. That one I did not feel like doing at all. What else? And then, so we, like Donovan said, we're getting the loan. The money from the loan should hopefully come in by Friday. And we'll be able to start, choosing how we're going to spend that money, how we're going to go about attacking the online sales. And I really, 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 really want to focus on the online sales. Because I feel like if we can make even $1,000 a month with just online sales, that would help us tremendously. That would give us a little buffer when it comes to paying back our debts.
that would like, and it's just $1,000, you know. Our sales kind of average around close to $100 when they're online. So that's like 10 online sales. So it's like, hopefully we'll be able to figure that out. If we could figure that out, that would be amazing. $1,000 extra a month would help us so much. Also, subscribe to the Ember Candle Co. page, because that would also help us out a lot too. We are very close to being monetized in terms of watch time. I think we might be at 4,000 hours watch time. I haven't checked in a while, but we need to get them subscribers up to get to the next level and to start putting that money into the business as well. Because yeah, this whole time we've been uploading, it's June, that's 6 months since we started the YouTube channel, and it would be amazing to be able to put out that content for you guys and for it to make money as well, because that it takes up a lot of time from the candles. So if we can make that something that, you know, we can get the monetary value out of, because we do spend so much time doing it, it would be really helpful, and honestly would incentivize us to get the videos out faster. So you do with that information what you want to do. You know, you might have to tell your cousin, your uncle, your sister and brother to subscribe if you want more content, because it really, like, it will help. It'll help a lot. Oh yeah, I was live on the candle page because I missed a week of posting the vlog, so I went live on the candle page, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun going live on there. I had to pause because I had to think about what I was gonna say. Honestly, it was more fun than me going live on here, because I feel like y'all don't be that interested in what I have to say on here. But over there, they're making candles. A lot of them have their own candle businesses. We're checking out different people's websites. People were asking me questions, and that was so awesome. And everyone is so nice and so appreciative of us, and, you know, are so uplifting. I feel like it's a lot of positive energy from the candle channel. I love that so much.
This is the final segment for the day. I got an email while I was on the bed from the claim insurance people. So we're going to see whether or not they said anything. It says, "Good morning, sir. Please see attached letter regarding your claim. I can be reached at the number below Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I look forward to speaking with you and scheduling your statement." I don't know what that means, but let's see what the claim statement says, guys. All right. It says, nothing on here. So the claim has been filed with Evicited Insurance Company relative to an incident that occurred on March 3rd. The claim has come to the attention of the Special Investigation Unit. The SIU is responsible for anti-fraud policy / compliance and investigations for Evicited Insurance Company. The current investigation is a result of questions relating to the circumstances of the claim noted above. Have until June 21st. That's 14 days. Man, I thought they were about to give me say something real on here. Boo. Boo. You said what?
What does it say?
Nothing. They said they're going to have to talk to me. They want a statement about the stuff. And they gave me a list of things they want, which is pretty much, that's what the list says that they want from me. The list says they want an opportunity to conduct a recorded statement under oath for this claim, provide a copy of the police report, provide the name and contact information for any known witness or suspects for this loss, provide copies of photographs obtained of the lost location before and after, provide the name and contact of my employer, I don't really have that, and provide the date and description of any claims, work-related or personal, that the above client has been involved in for 5 years prior to the date of this letter, which is June. I don't know what that means. And then it says provide this by June 21st. So, listen, guys, I will keep you updated with that. Tomorrow, we have, I don't know, maybe it's tomorrow. Actually, I have to call the logistics company to see whether or not those vessels are here. We have another package coming in today. I'm excited for that. And listen, we got some stuff coming for y'all. We the last 2 months was us transitioning from making 15K in March to trying to figure out how to do that. Not trying to figure out, but trying to set us up foundationally to do 20K months going forward. So we've had some low months. We had like 8K, then we had like 5. We did like 7K last month, but a lot of expenses. We'll be back here next Tuesday or Wednesday. You can find all the behind the scenes content on social medias. Mine is DonivanGray. I'm working on posting more, not on there, but mostly on the Candle page. Well, listen, if I have more time, I'm trying to optimize for that. I can then put out more content. What? Can I help you? Okay. So I can optimize to make and create more content, right? And then put that out for you. I'm gonna start trying to schedule everything. And then my phenomenal, beautiful, amazing, she's a creative genius, part-time chef and artist. You're not part-time chef? You're full-time? You're definitely not full-time chef. Let's I love you, but you're not a full-time chef. You're definitely part-time. You're a part-timer. The candle maker's a part-timer. And Anita Burn, ANETABURN. You know what it is. Hashtag Bamboo Project 2023. We about to get back to it. The last 2 months were low in my mind for what we're trying to do this year. And we're going to really start seeing it in July and the months following after that. With that being said, Bamboo Project out.